Hello everyone, welcome to the first video on this channel. Today we're going to be kicking things off with the AQA GCSE Physical Education, and today we're going to be looking at bones and their types. So let's get started. Now everything you see in this video has been carefully selected based on what is expected of you to know for your exam. Now if you want to see the full list, and I do advise you to have a look, the full list of what you're expected to know for your exam, simply go on your browser, type in AQA or whatever exam board you're on, GCSE physical education spec, and like this you'll have a list of everything you need to know. Now everything has been selected and covered in this video, so you don't need to worry. Now firstly, we need to understand the importance of bones and why we have them. Now firstly, bones are the support frame for our body. They are the scaffolding, if you like, of our body. Our bones hold us upright. Without our bones, we'd essentially just be jelly, like this little fella here. Okay. Our bones are very strong, and their structure can also provide protection for vital organs. A good example, very common example, is the lungs and the heart are protected by the ribs. The brain is protected by the skull or the cranium. Okay. Now bones are also essential for movement. Without bones, the muscles would not be able to attach to anything and initiate movement. Similar to this, like I've just mentioned, bones are the site of attachment for muscle. Muscles attached to the bones via tendons, and how movement is initiated is the muscles are going to pull on the bones, to initiate a movement. Now apart from these things, the bones are actually doing quite a lot behind the scenes. Bones are responsible for storage of very important minerals such as calcium and phosphorus, and they're also important for blood cell production. For example, red blood cells should be known that they carry oxygen around the body and they help get rid of carbon dioxide. Now I'd like us to focus on the image on the right. Now this can be quite confusing at first, and there's no perfect way to memorize the bones. However, to help you, it's important that you understand that the skeleton can be divided into two subcategories. Okay, the axial skeleton, as you can see here in the pink, is essentially our trunk, and the appendicular skeleton is our limbs. Okay, very simple. Now when you want to start to learn these bones, you could start by focusing on the axial or the appendicular skeleton. For example, in this video we can start by looking at the feet and working our way upwards, starting with the phalanges, moving up to the tibia, fibula, the patella, the femur, and so forth. I've really paused this video or make some flashcards, have a look at this image, try to memorize some, have a look again, try again. It's really just purely repetition to memorize the bones, okay? Now, although you might not remember all the bones, it's very easy to classify the bones by their types. So that's what we're going to look into now. Now, long bones, dead simple. Long bones are generally longer than they are wide. In this image here, we have clearly outlined the long bones, okay? There's the femur, the humerus, the radius, the ulna, the tibia, fibula, okay? Now you might have noticed that these are, it's the appendicular skeleton, right? It's the limbs. And it's perfectly normal to assume that these are the bones responsible for moving, and you're correct. The long bones are responsible for gross movements, such as walking, you're running, you're jumping, so forth. Next we've got flat bones. And flat bones are, their appearance is how is in the name. They're flat, thin and curved. This shape can, apart from providing protection of vital organs like we mentioned before, the thin or the flat shape can also provide a surface for muscle attachment, okay? So generally it's not needed to know at GCSE level, but in the future flat bones are a site for lots of muscle attachments, okay? Now short bones, very similar to long bones. their short bones are more or less equal in length, width and thickness. If you have a look at the carpals here, they're almost like rocks, you know. They're very equal in size. They're not like long bones where they're longer than they are wide, etc. Now, despite their size, they're actually very strong and they're suited to weight bearing. Hence why they're found in the foot and the hands. You know, the foot is weight bearing all the time when we're walking and so forth, so they need to be strong to sustain that. Now, our regular bones are essentially the bones that don't fit in the category of long, small or flat. So if we have a look at the vertebrae on this image here, there's 33 individual vertebrae bones. Of course they're classified into different sections, but each bone is actually slightly different shape. If you look at here, slightly longer bits pointing out, etc. Now, because there's no, you know, normal shape, they're all different. We just class them as irregular bones, okay? The other notable irregular bones are the mandible, which is your jaw, and the patella. Now, the patella can also be called a sesamoid bone, but as long as you understand that it's not a flat, long or small bone, you're okay. Again, hopefully that's been good to help you understand the different types of bones. Really, they're very easy to understand, and if you get a question in your exam, it's almost guaranteed marks. You know, you should feel confident to answer these questions, okay? So that's the end of the content. Now what I want to do is we're going to go through some past paper questions to see if the knowledge is stuck in, essentially, okay? So here we go. Pause the video, I'm going to go through the answer very shortly. Okay, so the answer for this one is protection of vital organs. Okay, obviously we know that bones are important and they facilitate blood cell production and mineral storage, and of course they allow movement, but the key here is the main function, and the main thing we associate with the flat bones is protection of vital organs. Okay, so hopefully you got that one correct, and if not, it's fine, you know. Next question. Again, pause the video and I'm going to go through the answer very shortly. Now for this one, any two of the three could have been there. You've got the humerus, as you can see in the image here, and the radius and the ulna. These bones make the elbow. Hopefully you got that one correct. Now these questions won't come up in your exam, but they're good to test yourself and see if you've understood what we've gone through today. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this video has helped you. Hopefully it's helped you with your revision, or if you're just starting out to learn this stuff. If you have any questions or comments, or you want me to go over videos in the future, leave them in the comment section below. And if you have any teaching inquiries, please contact me on this email here. Thank you for watching and take care.